Hi, welcome to the garden today. Today is December 20th in Southeast Texas, and last week we had lows in the mid to upper 20s one day, and then we got down to like 30 degrees the next day. Today is a beautiful day. Some people are complaining because they think they don't want beautiful weather during Christmas time. I figure they're the same people that gripe and complain about it being not hot enough on July 4th. I just like the nice weather. I've never lived in Hawaii, but so I can understand if you live in Hawaii, you might be tired of pretty weather, but we don't. Our pretty weather tends to be this time of year. I mean, this time of year you get things done and you do things. It's also a time of year you want to start trying to plant things. Now, planting broccoli is a good time to plant broccoli or any brassicas. Might even get by with planting some carrots, so it might be a little bit slow to germinate. But it's too early really to plant your tomatoes, unless you're planting them outside or keep them outside some and bring them back and forth inside when it freezes. Those will take a while to germinate, but it takes 4 weeks to germinate, or not only to germinate, but to produce a tomato plant, a regular type tomato plant. Today we're going to be growing planting micro tomatoes, because those can come up and you can put them actually in a pot this size or maybe a little bit bigger and still produce tomatoes. Now for the smaller ones like the bonsai, this would be big enough. I'd go a 1 gallon container if I was growing some of the taller ones, because a micro dwarf tomato is a tomato that grows between 8 inches to 18 inches about. Used to, that's the one that grew under 12 inches, but then there was a gap because you had 12 inches and under was micro tomatoes. Dwarf tomatoes was 2 foot and above. So what do you call that plant that gets to 18 inches? So they kind of lump those into the micros more so than the dwarf. And because micros is a different type genetically of the other two. But they produce tomatoes and they taste okay. They're all going to be cherry type tomatoes because the plant themselves just aren't big enough to support a full grown fruit. I've done this in the past. It works well. I've actually started them a lot earlier than this and actually had them start producing about this time. But this time a lot of things were going on, didn't get them done. But first one we're going to be planting is 2 of these. I've got the Little Lisa and the bonsai. I either got from Cece's Texas Garden or Nicole Smith Gardening. They came over and visited a year or so ago, and we traded some seeds. So I got some of these. So I've never grown Little Lisa, but from reading, I think it's pretty small ones. One thing you do want to do is always label your plants, because you will forget. And then I've used some potting mix. It's a premium potting mix. Ocean something, I meant to get the bag. I put that down in the description. I kind of like it. You can make your own seeding mix, but it doesn't have any nutrients in it. This has some nutrients in it, so you don't have to fertilize it, because if you're going to use a straight seedling mix, a lot of times they don't have any nutrients in it, because that's better when they first get started. But after 2 weeks, then you start adding it. But usually you're adding synthetic fertilizers, which I don't have a problem with. Some people do. But this way I don't have to worry about it for about a month. So, but anyway, and what I've done is I've kind of pushed down an indentation on each one of these cells. I want to try to put that seed right in the bottom of that. And we'll see if I can get these things open. And these have 5 seeds, so I will plant all 5 of them. And the one I plant 2 in will produce 2 plants, and I'll probably have one that won't. Just the way life works. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then the one that's got the 2 smaller seeds, put those right there. I usually don't like to double up on seeds, just because I don't really probably need but 1 of these of each variety, 2 at the most. Anyway, that's the first one. And Jockalos is going to be the next one I'm going to be planting. And it's supposed to be a 10-inch plant. And I got this from Forgotten Heirlooms. The only thing I'll knock on them is they don't put you know, they tag this really well, looks really nice. But then they put but then they put these in here, and you could easily, just a minute. Now he's gone. And you can get these mixed up really easy, but you know, that's also an added cost. But I kind of like having on the stuff that you haven't, put them off on the ones you have. And then there's the seeds, and I will go one there. And this is a time that you would think, well, why don't you use pelletized seeds on these things? I don't like, and first off, you got to buy them. You get really got a choice. But the problem with pelletized seeds on tomato seeds is they really reduce the germination over the long haul. A lot of your pelletized seeds only gonna last you on tomato seeds a few, you know, 2 or 3 years. And if they're pre-sprouted seeds, they may last a year at the most. So it is a pain trying to see if you planted those seeds and picking them out, but to me it's worth it. And then bonsai is the next one. Bonsai, I've grown it before. It's productive. It grows pretty short. You know, it is a true dwarf, which is nice. I got 5 seeds. Well, I guess I got 6. So I may just plant 4 of these. Again, I'll plant them in the very bottom. I think that fell out. Yeah. Well, no. So I still have 2 seeds. And then the next one is going to be fat frog. So fat frog is a taller one. It's more the 18-inch tall one, so you'd want to use a 1 gallon pot for it. And 1 gallon would be plenty, because these are true, you know, they're not going to get big. And like I say, the thing about it, I can bring these things in and out, because yeah, we may have temperatures get down to, you know, 20 degrees or even in the teens sometimes. Sometimes they're low teens, but it lasts about 2 days. And then after that, we're okay. So I'm going to set these things over here so they won't blow away, hopefully. And then I've got some vermiculite, and I like vermiculite for putting over the top of them. That way you know they get covered. It retains moisture really well. So I can put this over. I might not even have to water it. It may just suck up enough water to keep it moist. And that way, and also your gnats and stuff doesn't seem to be as bad with this. But I usually don't have a problem with gnats. And just cover them up, and you're done. Now you do have to be careful whenever you're watering this stuff, because they will try to scatter on you, and that can scatter the seed from one cell to the other. But that's usually not too much of a problem. But that's all you do. And these things will grow. Now they take a little bit longer to produce than what your regular tomatoes. Like I said, regular tomato, you'll plant those, they're going up, you know, guns a-blazing, and they'll get this about this tall in 4 weeks. These will take at least 4 weeks to get about this tall. And but you just stay with them, and they'll sit there and they'll stun out for a little while, but then they'll come out of it and really start growing. So don't give up on them too, you know, saying, well, they're small. Now you do want to give them enough growing room, because they're not going to grow really big in these. I do like these trays here, because I can pull them out if I water them too much, and also you can push in the bottom to get them out really easy. So they're really easy to transplant, because these tomatoes are not going to have the roots support that your regular tomatoes do. Regular tomatoes, not really that big of a problem, because they're going to throw out lots of roots, and when they get ready to plant, you can just pull them out by the stem, and they're going to come. The whole root ball is going to come out. These, they tend not to have that good root structure, and that's the same thing with broccoli. Broccoli's kind of the same way. I've got the regular trays where you push it to the bottom, and they don't work as well. I would suggest these way more, these trays way more than the ones that, you know, really they're disposable ones. They last for about a year and that's about it. And they got little flimsy, plastic trays that you push up through them. They're the small one of these, they just don't last very well, especially when you step on them. But I don't have it cleaned up, so I don't have any. But I struggled with those for a long time. Now what I'm going to do with these is they're going to be inside when it gets cold. If it gets below 40 degrees, I'll bring them inside. I used regular shop lights on them. I meant to bring one and I forgot. But they were regular 4-foot shop lights, LEDs. This would actually need 2 of them. So I could actually plant several because it's 4 foot long, but you could plant like 3 of them. And I may plant my peppers or may plant some dwarfs also. And that makes so much easier. You don't have to have all these fancy $100 grow lights. You can buy one of those plug-ins at Lowe's or Home Depot for $25 for those lights. I don't think they went up that any more than that, maybe 30 at the most. And 2 of them is gonna be $60, a little bit expensive, but you got 4 foot of growing stills if you buy 2 of them. You can just use 1 if you got the smaller trays and lights on it. The main thing about it when you're using those lights, okay, especially if it's LED lights, you want about that far above the plants. I've seen time and time again, and most people will use those baker racks, those wire racks that come up, and they'll take those wire racks and they'll set them on top, and then they got the plants and they got about this much room between them. Those plants are going to get leggy. The reason for that is the light outside is much more brighter. It's much brighter than they are on the inside. The reason we don't know that is because when we walk inside, our eyes adjust instantly, and we think it's a lot brighter inside. It's pretty dark in our house. Even when we think our house is well lit, it's got pretty low intensity of light than even under shade tree. So you got to get that light right down on top of them. Now, if you're using the no fluorescent light, you want about 2 to 3 inches above, maybe 4 inches above, because it does produce a lot of heat, or can produce a lot of heat. And like I say, 4 weeks time, you'll have a regular tomato will be ready to plant outside. If you got your house in Southeast Texas, our home stays at 70 degrees or above. Now, if you're one of these people that drop your temperature at night to 60 degrees, it's going to take longer. If you put them out in the garage, 6 to 8 weeks is a good estimate. But if you're in the house where you're maintaining that low temperature in the 70s or high 60s, it doesn't take that 6 to 8 weeks everybody acts like. At 6 to 8 weeks, they're going to be this tall. So, too early to plant your regular tomatoes. I know people have, I know I have. But this is the way, if you just got to plant some tomatoes, plant some micros. At least it won't be hard to taking it out. Anyway, that's the video for today. If you have any questions about the micro tomatoes or dwarf tomatoes, put them down in the comments. I've done this for 7 or 8 years. In fact, a long time ago, I grew some micro dwarf tomato and put them in a south-facing window. But they got a lot of sunlight from that south-facing window, so it is very doable. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.